Thank you. Welcome to the Board of Health hearing on September the 30th. Three-quarters of the year is gone. That's pretty quick. I would like to ask Vanessa to do the roll call for the quorum purpose.
Tom Lee.
Present.
Dr. Guadagnoli.
Present.
Dr. Caniff.
Here.
Dr. Beer. And Dr. Waller.
Present.
Tom McKean.
Present.
And myself, Vanessa Tripp. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the quorum. This meeting is being recorded and broadcasted on the Town of Barnstable's Government's Access Channel. In accordance with the Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20, please let the chair know if anyone is recording this meeting for transmissions. Seeing none. The first item on the agenda is the septic installer license approval. The first one is Joseph Gil Martins III, septic installer representing Amax Constructions LLC, 15th Industrial Way, Hanover, Mass., requesting approval to become a licensed septic installer in the town of Barnstable. Is Joseph here? Do you want to come up? Hi. Staff, any comment on this application?
Yep. Mr. Gilmartin passed the exam, and references were checked, and we're good. Thank you.
Thank you. Any question from the board member? No.
No.
Could I have a motion to approve the septic installer license?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Easy. The next one is Peter DeSistos, septic installer representing G. Greens Construction Company, Inc., 240 Lincoln Street, Allston, Mass., requesting approval to become a licensed septic installer in the town of Barnstable. Staff?
Mr. DeSisto passed the exam, and also the references were checked, and we're good. Thank you.
Thank you. Any question from the board? No. Could I have a motion to approve the septic installer license?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Good luck. The next item is the body art new establishment and the new artist. The first one is the new body establishment. Consena Aboda, owner of the new establishments, Lisa Studio, 760 Main Street, Unit 1, Hyannis, Mass., map parcel 308-002-20A for permanent makeup and microblading. Hello. Do you want to say anything, or you're all set? Staff? Tom?
Is there any public comment?
Oh, sorry. Any public comment on this one? Please come up to the up front and identify yourself. Yeah, or here, doesn't matter which one. Make sure your light is green. No, the light there.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Katrina Morozova. I'm the owner of Lash Boutique and Brow Boutique, and my establishment has been around for past 11 years. We have permanent makeup license also. So I'm here today to request the board to deny the license application for Lash Studio for permanent makeup and microblading. Yesterday, my client called me, and she got her brows done with us past year. And she decided to go to them because of the promotion and discounts, and got her brows done over there. And the brows are very asymmetrical. And she called me to ask me if I can fix it. I said I cannot fix it since it's already on the face, it's permanent makeup. And I was very surprised because I didn't know that they have license. As I understand, they don't have license. Their building was not inspected yet, and I don't know who performed it. And Jenny, she did full statement about her experience. And I have receipt of her, how much she paid and when the service was performed. And also I have booking confirmation and everything. As I understand, she already wrote an email about this matter, and I did too. So I think that they shouldn't receive the license since they knew the regulations and they already have been performing those services without even license. And there were actually several calls about this, but I have only one statement.
Thank
And
you.
I have it here.
You want to pass that us to give us a copy?
Dr. Lesko?
We only have 2 copies. I think it's all.
I don't have all, just one, I'm sorry.
There was 2.
Well, 2 copies of statement, and then there is a picture, and then a receipt.
Okay. We have that. Our staff just pass it on.
Oh, okay.
They're not operating without a permit. They have a temporary permit that started on September 26, expires on October 1st, the day after this meeting. If the board wishes not to issue the license, then they will close tomorrow. If you issue the license, they can stay open.
Any question from the board?
Have you been over there? Is there,
No, the inspections are done by our registered nurse, Peg Stanton.
has she been over there?
We can find that out. There's nothing in the computer today, as of today, but she
So
updates each day.
it's not inspected before a temporary permit is given?
It'll be inspected before they open permanently, but a temporary permit was issued, as we do with other commercial establishments, until the Board of Health meeting's held. Once they demonstrate they meet all the codes by what they submitted on the permit, with the ceiling tiles and all. She had to comply with all the requirements in the code, the ceiling tiles, the floor tiles, these hand wash stations, everything had to be in compliance, as shown on our floor plan. So they are
Not operating outside of,
they're operating under a temporary permit
That
that
temporary
expires tomorrow.
okay, all right.
Any other question from the board member?
And the individual practitioner, do they have also?
She has a license.
Mhm.
She passed all of our requirements.
Okay, so we have no complaints regarding safety or health?
No,
In
we haven't
terms of the
received any
services.
complaints about health.
Or safety, okay.
Well, you have a letter there.
Aesthetics,
Right.
but.
Right.
If
You have a
there's an
letter,
aes-
something about a slippery table? Just
Yes,
received today.
A slippery sheet, a slippery sheet. Mhm.
So have you had the opportunity to see these? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Make sure your mic is on. The green light.
My English is not good. You can repeat again. Your-
Have you seen the complaint that the lady made about the slippery sheets on the table and?
I'm listening this news first time right now, and this is news for me.
But did you have the services yesterday, permanent makeup services already?
What?
Did you have services, permanent makeup services already this month?
When Vanessa and Thomas, yeah,
You have to come back in here. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
we start when Vanessa sent me a license for body art. Yes, we work when we have license. Yes. Tom say me, yes, you can work, and we work. Yes.
So do they have license already?
Yes,
They have
Yeah.
a temporary, they
has a
have a
temporary
temporary.
license.
They have a temporary license.
And they could work?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Katrina, this is work. This is my boss before. I work before Katrina. And Katrina don't pay me.
What?
My money. Yes, we have problems, sorry. I think.
How do you want to proceed?
Well, I
Well,
agree with
when
Dr.
was
Beers.
when was a temporary license given?
September 26th expires tomorrow, October 1st.
So September 26th was just a month ago.
No.
No, a few
4
weeks,
days
a few
ago.
days ago.
It was last week.
Oh, last week, September 20, okay.
But September 29th is when this was done. So she was in compliance
it.
with the law.
But they, unfortunately, I don't have other statements from other clients because they have been doing it for like the whole month.
Well, we don't have any evidence or reports to that. So given what we know, it doesn't seem like there are violations.
I agree.
And if the decision today is to approve a permanent.
But then it will be based on the
license,
inspections.
based on the inspections and all the normal processes, I don't see a reason not to proceed.
Right,
Neither do I.
okay.
I mean, I agree. Any cosmetic procedure tends to be a very personal procedure, and people are sometimes not satisfied with those procedures. That's not what we're here to opine on. She had the permit. She was in compliance with the law. The nurse had inspected and found her to be in compliance. I don't know that there's anything that we,
No. Any more questions? If not,
I don't know, I would think we ought to reconsider, not now, but maybe we should not have them practice until they have a license, rather than just a temporary license, but that's up to the board, but this happened September 29th. So yesterday.
But they.
So how did this all get, the result, I mean, how did this all get put together in less than a day?
somebody was pissed off.
Well,
I
That's why when I went to town hall, I was, like, I asked, do they have the license? Because I would never even like bring it up if they have the license. And in town hall, they said, no, they don't have the license. I'm like, okay, so I'm coming then here.
Maybe we can assume there was a misunderstanding, but what we know today, what I understand today is that there was a temporary license, September 26th to October 6th. All the procedures, normal procedures have been followed, and I don't see a health or safety issue blocking the approval of the permanent license.
I agree with Dr. Beers, and I also think that not giving temporary licenses, if somebody is in compliance with everything, I mean, the department knows what we're going to approve and not approve in general, and if there's any question, they would, I'm sure, not give a temporary permit. So I think we need to kind of err on the side of being a little bit business-friendly. I realize it's Massachusetts, and that's not our habit, but
right.
I think we should be a little bit business-friendly and try and give people who we know are likely to be approved by the board the ability to start as soon as they can.
And maybe we could perhaps consider a motion to approve on the condition that the inspection includes an inspection of the sheet or whatever it is, the
Slippery
coverings
table,
on the
right.
tabletops.
I was about to suggest that.
That sounds good.
Thank you, Dr. Beer.
That's the
Yes.
only thing we have, I don't see any other evidence we can use.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tom, can you give us an update after the inspections?
Yes.
Thank you. The next one is the new body artist, Yvonne Cervico, and employee of Ultra Permanent Makeup, 8 West Bay Road, Austinville, map parcel 117-087, requesting approval to become a body artist practitioner for tattoo only. Is Yvonne here? Yvonne?
Yanni, yes, Yanni.
Yannick.
Sorry.
Severian. Okay.
It's my pronunciation problem. Make sure your light is on. Yeah, you can sit there. Make sure your green light is on. Any staff comment on this one?
Yes. I sent an OpenGov note to the applicant that we're waiting for CPR and first aid certification. I haven't received it yet from the applicant. On OpenGov, we send messages back and forth with the app that we use for permitting. So I would put a hold on this application
Okay.
until we receive those.
Yeah. So do you understand? We're waiting for some, certifications, so we cannot approve this application at this point.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know this would be like questions like that. I thought it would be just some conversation regarding. But okay, I submitted all the requirements.
No, but you're missing some certification that Tom just mentioned that you
I
need to
did?
submit.
CPR and first aid,
No, I sent them all.
we,
Yeah, and I got
I have these three.
back from the town, and I spoke with Melissa.
It's not in our package either.
No.
We don't have it in our package.
Otherwise, I
Run.
wouldn't be here. Yeah, I've done those online.
We tried opening the attachment, but it didn't have the expiration on it, so.
I would brought them from you, so, yeah, but it's not my fault. And I got back from the town that everything was all right. It was all okay, it was all set.
Do you know when they expire?
Expire? No, I'm applying for new technician.
No, I'm talking
No,
about
no,
CPR, first
the
aid.
certifications.
It's 2 years from the date, was about May. I've done, I think it was last May. Yeah, it was this year for sure.
So if the board,
The CPR and the blood-borne pathogens.
No, I think we should postpone this until you get your certification all clear up.
But how about if we approve it pending that certification, so Tom can go ahead and issue once
I agree with Dr.
he's got the
Guadagnoli.
certification?
Okay.
That way, we don't delay it another month. And, I mean, she could probably bring the papers to him tomorrow, I would think.
I can bring it, yeah, I have a copy of everything, original actually.
Okay.
And I'm very familiar with all this, because I work as a CNA as well, and I'm a hairdresser, so cosmetologist certified, so I know all this documents, things that it's,
Okay, so
Okay.
can I make a motion to approve the application once Tom has, or Tom or Vanessa has all the documentation in hand that she had the CPR and whatever else is missing?
Yep.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
even the anatomy course, I like so that was a huge thing, because I was studying like 3 months. Those was more complicated than the CPR and
Yeah.
all that.
No, I understand that. It's just a formality in terms of getting the certifications in the file to make sure that we have that proper documentation, that's all.
so they voted, if you bring it tomorrow, we can
Tomorrow?
issue the
Yeah.
permit tomorrow, okay?
Okay, tomorrow here, or
No,
should I go?
office.
200 Main Street.
Okay, just bring to the office, and then we'll wait a month for that?
No.
This meeting? No?
No more
Okay.
meetings. You just bring the paper tomorrow, we issue the license.
All right, thank you so much. then.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item is about septic system variance. The first one is Suez Clark, representing owner Sig Harbor LLC, care of Carol Tenney, 112 Washington Avenue, Hyannis map parcel 287-116-001, 118,533 square feet lot variance requested from section 360-1 of the town of Barnstable Code to install septic system component septic tank and leaching facility less than the required 100 feet setback minimum in a bordering vegetated wetlands. Hi, Stuart, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Stuart Clark with Green Seal Environmental, representing the 10 East and Zig Harbor. We're here in front of you today because we are rehabbing the carriage house at this property. Currently, it has a cesspool that is literally on the line of the wetland line. We want to move it to the front of the house and increase the flow to it from 2-bedroom to 3-bedroom. I've got a map here. I don't know if you guys can see it, just an aerial view. This is the main house and the carriage house. There's 2 parts of the land, one here and one here. Quick. I should show you the wetlands here, and these 2 dark lines are the buffer zones. We have gone through Conservation Commission, have an order conditions to do this work. So this is just a picture of the septic plan. It's kind of small here, so I took the liberty of blowing it up to a 10 scale so you guys can see it on the next sheet. This doesn't have a profile on there because that's not what we're really talking about here on the variance. All right, again, the 100-foot wetland line, the 50-foot wetland line, and the wetlands are right here along the erosion control barrier. We've, based on conversations with David and Tom, we moved the tank as far as we could away from the building. We're going to reroute the plumbing inside the building and run it out 37 feet to the tank. We have to keep 20 feet from the house because they're putting in a full foundation under this house right now. So we got 20.2 feet there, and I have to keep 10 feet off the property line. So I got a portion of it outside, a portion of it inside, and that was the best I could do. We can't put it out front because of the 100-foot coastal bank with Nantucket Sound's right down there. So it's kind of like a rock and a hard place. We pushed in the corner best we could. Just looking for a variance from this board to do so.
Thank you. Any public comment on this one? Staff?
Yes, the engineer is aware of the comments. We've sent them to him. We cannot approve a permit if the variance is granted because he has to have perk tests and test holes done for the additional bedroom. It's considered new construction. And they can't be done at the time of construction either. They have to be scheduled with our chief health inspector, as all other perk tests and test holes for new construction. It's not an emergency repair, it's new construction, so it has to be done that way. The other issue is note number 14 of plan. You say it's an error, but it may be correct. It's in a nitrogen-sensitive area in that it's close to an estuary district, according to the state maps, and there's a concern about the wastewater discharge flow into that embayment. Recommend an IA system in that case. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
In rebuttal, if you don't mind. There was a miscommunication during the perk test. The soil evaluator and Mr. Stanton didn't understand that it was going to be an increase in flow in this system. We've had the whole area dug up. The whole house, we're lifting this house up, so we've excavated all the sand underneath. It was just sitting on a crawl space. Now there's a full foundation. The whole site's sand. When they did the perk test here, the hole was so big because the side just kept falling and falling. And so it's all sand, and I have 100% confidence that we do another perk test there. It's just going to be like the first one. As fast as we could pour the water, it went away. I understand that you guys require 2. I've asked if we could do it as a confirmatory perk test at time of construction, or we can schedule it next week. I'd hate to be pushed off a whole nother month for a perk test that's going to be a no-brainer. That's item 1. Item 2, as for the nitrogen-sensitive area, may I approach?
Yeah.
According to the town mapping, we are in 287. So we're not in any of the local nitrogen-sensitive areas. However, we are in the state nitrogen-sensitive area. It was defined by DEP in Title V in 2023, I think. However, the town of Barnstable has also gone and adopted a watershed permit. This watershed permit is used to address the DEP concerns on nitrogen loading, but it's based on a watershed priority instead of an individual project. And I have a copy here of the comprehensive watershed permit application where they actually said one of the alternatives they looked at and did not take was use of IA, replacing all the systems in Barnstable with an IA system. They said it will not reach the TMLDs that is required, and it's much better if they have a centralized sewer system. So the plan is that the town has to meet these goals, right, for nitrogen loading. The way they do it, they're going to do it, or they plan to do it, is by sewering the town. They have a 30-year plan. They're putting in miles and miles and miles of sewer. Sewer's right around the corner from this place, literally 500 feet away. I've asked to connect that sewer. They would not let me because I'm not in that phase, and that phase has gone through the state, and to try to get that phase changed is monumental task because it's already been approved by the state. So sewer will be coming to this place. It's just not in this round of sewering. They'd have 10 projects a year for the next,
30 years.
yeah.
So it won't be coming till 30 years.
It could be up to 30 years. I don't know what the actual timeframe is. But there is a plan in place, and I can give this to you just to show you. This is a comprehensive permit, and this is the language where they say, highlighted there, where they indicate that installing IA systems in everybody's project, one house at a time, is not a recommended practice. So we have two things. We have the local nitrogen sensitive zone we're not in. We're in the state zone, but the state zone, we have a watershed permit addressing the nitrogen concern. So with that, I guess there was a little confusion on that. I was saying local, he was talking state, but that's the bottom line, is that we won't have an effect.
Sorry, how is the nitrogen concern being addressed?
By the town,
No, by you. I mean, the concern is the nitrogen coming from
right,
the
but
4 bedrooms and the,
you're looking at a single property instead of, you're going micro instead of macro.
we kind of do micro
The
here.
state is looking at the macro scene. They're looking at the embayments. We don't have an embayment. We have the sound right in front of us. The flushing there is incredible. It's not like we're going into a little estuary.
I think I understand what you're saying, because we've talked about this before. The water movement off the coast in front of this property is so dramatic that changing the nitrogen that comes out from the houses in that area is not going to appreciably change the amount of nitrogen in the ocean water. It all gets washed away.
Correct.
It's not like it's on a little cove that has no water flow. Those are the areas that are sensitive to nitrogen buildup. And the ones that are actually on the ocean that have significant tidal flow, it's a waste of money to put in expensive nitrogen-reducing systems. You're not going to get any bang for the buck. Is that,
And
does
I
that
al-
make, am I explaining that in a way that
Yeah, that's
you would agree with?
perfect sense. And I can add one more thing, if you don't
If
mind.
I'm wrong about that, let me know, but
No, can
that's my
you
understanding.
see the map again?
Yeah.
Do I
The map you just showed me with the.
I
that
gave
your
you all
house
8 of
is-
them.
Huh?
Yeah.
Can you pass the map back?
Oh, there's 8 of them in that packet. I thought you could distribute them. And
I was looking on my phone.
one
so
more
yeah,
thing is
he's on
that
the-
this carriage house will also function as overflow for the main house, so it's not going to be always occupied. And another issue you have with these IA systems is you have to build up a biomass. And if people are in there, out, in, out, you don't get the flow, the consistent flow to build that biomass to reduce the nitrogen load. So it's kind of 6 one another, and it doesn't work, basically.
You're making some good points. It's not clear exactly what factors have to be consistent for the system to function as desired throughout the entire year. I mean, there seems to be variability in the IA systems depending on how often they're used. And so the tech is not guaranteed.
Correct.
And so if we look at it from a risk-benefit standpoint, what's the benefit? It doesn't look like there's much benefit because of the location of the house. There's not going to be much reduction in the actual nitrogen content in the ocean water. There's not going to be much of a reduction in the content of the nitrogen, no matter what type of sewer, no matter what type of septic system the house has.
Correct.
And then we know the cost is for sure that the system is way more expensive. And we also then have the unknown factor of we don't even know how great the system functions in a house that's only occupied seasonally. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, well summed up.
Okay.
So let me give you my feedback on my
Sure.
review on this one. First, this is your salt estuary map, if I remember right. This is the local salt estuary
Right,
zoning map, okay? The other map that was passed around is the nitrogen-sensitive area from the state.
That's a
in terms of
DEP
the
map,
Title
yes.
V, okay? The other thing that you have to look at is, yes, the CWMP package information that you gave me saying that, yes, they recommended not to go and look at each individual system to change up to the IA systems. That determinations would be coming back based on from the Board of Health, not from the CWMP. Because right now, CWMP subcommittee is pushing for the IA system right now. So the conversation is behind the scene. So right now, I don't take this documentation as valid per se. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's one point. The second point is, if you look at the original house at 100 Washington,
Correct.
that house has 8 bedrooms in there for a small lot. And the septic system itself is placed on the parcel belong to 102. So then when you're looking at the aggregate nitrogen loading wise, it's a lot in this 2 parcel. Because your existing lot in the carriage house is 2 bedroom plus an ADU, that's 3 bedrooms, plus 8 bedrooms in less than 1 acres.
11 bedrooms.
Yeah.
On 18,000 square foot lot. It's all on the same lot.
3/4 of an acre.
But the
Correct.
septic system's on the wrong property. It's on the small lot.
Because if you look at the Title V, under the Title V, the regulations-wise, it's supposed to be 4 bedrooms per acres, which is 1 bedroom per 10,000 square feet. Okay?
That's if you don't have a watershed management permit. If the town does not have a permit,
Yeah,
you
but-
have to comply within 7 years.
Yeah, but the town is not connecting to 100% of the property. There's a lot of the property are not going to connect to the sewer system. Because right now, what you're saying is that, oh, yes, the town is doing the CWMP, and I can add whatever I want in terms of the number of bedroom to any parcel. That's not jive in my mind.
I think it's about 30% of the town is going to be connected.
Correct.
And that's going to reduce the total
Plus-
nitrogen load
Plus
for the
also-
town to the levels that the state wants. That
Plus this-
includes us not having, you know,
Yeah, just 1 minute. We're not finished the discussion yet, so I'll go back to you later, okay? So that's why I'm saying that, when you are looking at that, it triggered in my mind because under the Title V in the previous version, there is some aggregate nitrogen loading calculations that you have to take a look, because especially when the septic system from 110 being installed in 102, that complicates the whole matter in terms of the nitrogen loading wise. Okay, so That's my perspective, but I
And
want to give,
also, it's a good argument in not increasing the number of bedrooms. I mean, if you got an 18,000 square foot lot and you want to put an extra bedroom, they already have two. And the fact that it's not going to be used very often, or I forget the words that are used, occasional occupancy. My idea, discussed this with David Stanton at length, and he agreed with, I said the best thing here would be a tight tank,
that's an
2
option.
bedrooms.
That's an option.
And you won't be getting anything into the ground. It'll be all taken care of, and it'll only be used occasionally.
So I want to give that lady a chance. Do you want to come up and identify yourself and mention your name?
Sure. Hi, I'm Carolyn. I'm the owner of the property,
Okay.
and I just thought.
Make sure your mic is on, the green light.
And sign it, right? Does she need to sign it?
Oh, there we go,
Nah.
sorry. I just want to clarify one thing. It was functioning as an 8-bedroom house, the main house. But then, as we got to learn more about the house, it was only a 6-bedroom septic. So it's being renovated. It's definitely going to be a 5-bedroom house, maybe a 6-bedroom house, but it is not being renovated to be an 8-bedroom house. Now, when you go to the little house or carriage house or whatever, that when I bought it, it was sold as a 2-bedroom. I bought it as a 2-bedroom carriage house with a cesspool. So all we're really asking for is permission to put 3 bedrooms up there just because it maximizes the space better. If we're going to do the work, which costs a fortune, it's nice to maximize the building. In terms of use, as Stu was saying, I don't know how much it'll be used, but it's just it's a summer carriage house. I don't expect it'll be used that much. I know that doesn't solve well, it does kind of solve the nitrogen problem, but the concern we had with that IA system was that we weren't going to be using it enough to make it effective. This other thing that you're talking about, this tank,
Tight
Tight
tank.
tank.
I don't know that much about that. I assume that's like a tank that's out of the up.
No,
some-
the tight tank is just like a septic tank, but there is no discharge from the tank, and you have to pump it out.
It's a container.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it
It's
gets,
an ideal thing if it's an occasional use.
oh, okay.
you get it pumped out once or twice a summer.
And then that, okay, well, that would work. Because
Yeah.
I don't expect that it'll be used very much.
Yeah.
Because the thing though is, from the Board of Health standpoint, we have to take a look, the area on that parcel, the square footage on the parcel versus how many bedrooms can you build on that.
Right, I
It's not
understand.
that you want to maximize the usage of the lot, that you can put X amount of bedroom.
It
There
was
has to be a
functioning as a
limit.
12-bedroom house.
Not in,
So.
I mean,
we've-
not in
we've-
a lot that less than one.
I'm just
acres.
saying how it was functioning. So we're going to be decreasing that, turning it more into a family home, and it'll be used seasonally, and that tide thing would work because we don't expect that it'll get much use.
Thank you for the
Okay.
explanations
Thank you.
and the information.
Thank you.
So Stuart, seems like, the option is maybe a tight tank options.
Yeah, that's if approvable by the state. That's my only question
Right.
for a tight tank. Because it's not emergency repair, this is
A new system, a new constructions.
Yeah.
That's another variance to the state.
It sounds like the construction is still in design, like, there's
It's-
not really a confirmation about number of bedrooms or.
No, it's not. Everything's been approved. The only thing we're waiting for is approval to put a septic system in. Well, no, we don't have the is it
You don't have
called
the permit yet because.
DRB, we don't have that because we needed to come, is that what it's called? Anyway, we, yeah, I don't know. The main house is completely done. That we have all the approvals on, that we're building. The carriage house is a renovation because it's falling apart. I mean, it's falling down, so we have to renovate it. So since we were renovating it, that's why we wanted to go from 2 to 3 bedrooms, because we were already going to be in there, because we have to be, because it's literally falling apart.
So it
we're-
is a renovation.
And it had an existing cesspool, is that correct?
Exactly.
So we're upgrading from a cesspool.
Exactly.
No, that I appreciate it. You know, you
Okay.
remove the cesspool and put either the septic tank or a tight tank in the
Right.
front.
And the water there has been, how's the water
The water,
in front of the property?
we don't have any more.
Not
It's
in
all
front of
sand.
the
If you
road.
drove by
the
it,
ocean.
I'm talking about the ocean, how is it?
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
clear.
Okay.
Flushes.
Even though it's had a 12,
Solution is
it's
the
had a
pollution.
12-bedroom house with a two-bedroom, accessory unit there with a cesspool, it's just the water's fine. Okay.
Not sure
That's,
the
well,
biology
whatever.
is in the water.
Whatever. It's important.
It's not important.
It's not important?
No.
The water quality isn't important?
So Stuart,
I don't
what,
know.
Okay.
what do you prefer to do?
Can I
You're
have a
asking
minute
me
with my
what I,
client?
no, I mean, we don't need to speak in privately, but I mean, I prefer to do whatever will get it going the fastest, so.
And I make a motion, we approve the two bedrooms and a tight tank.
Is that
I
ready?
just have a question.
For the carriage house?
Yeah, I know, I don't want to do that, yeah.
What's the
Well,
boundary?
also, that's two
Another month
bedrooms.
or?
Okay,
Is there a reason not to approve the three-bedroom?
No, if you put the tight tank in there, you can approve it as a 3 bedrooms. But for
Well,
the
that's
tight
all right
tank,
with me
for
too.
the tight
It's all gonna
tank,
go into one.
yeah.
but then we have to go to the state, right, which is a whole nother waiting, yeah.
Let me ask a question to my fellow board members. What's our rationale for not letting them put a three-bedroom in with an upgraded septic system from the cesspool that was there before? I just need to understand.
18,000 square foot lot. That's our answer.
The answer is it's in violation of the code for standard size for
For the
a
bedrooms
septic
per acre.
system? Okay.
The reason
That's a
the
good answer,
town,
thank
the
you.
reason the town has all the problem they have is all these small lots with multiple bedrooms with, oversaturate the ground. That's the problem.
If I get rid of a bedroom and only do a 2-bedroom, then does the
And stay
septic
with the
get
flow with the
approved?
septic system.
What?
Then you can stay with the septic systems.
So I have to lose a bedroom if I want to get this going?
Right.
With the septic system?
Or do the extra bedroom with a tight tank and wait for the approval from the state, right?
Oh, later on,
Right.
yeah.
Your best bet is to remove the bedroom without the ADU for now,
Yeah,
proceed with the
I
septic
was
tank.
coming to the same
And
conclusion.
then,
Mr.
make
Chairman, can
arrange.
we get a motion to approve just a 2-bedroom instead of the 3-bedroom?
Yeah,
what
and then
he's
you
saying.
have to, and then you have to make the schedule with Dave Staton to do the
Yeah,
perk test.
I've talked with the
for
soil
this is-
evaluator, he's right on board. I didn't know, I've been talking back and forth, it was a quick week. But he's ready to go out there, he can go out there this week and do that other perk. So
If it's only going to be 2-bedroom, then I don't believe you need
then we
it.
don't even need the perk, that's
That's,
correct.
that was what I'm.
True,
That's right.
true. Could I have a motion to approve the septic system with with the 3-bedroom, 2 bedrooms?
Motion to approve the variance and the septic system for 2 bedrooms.
Anyone second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
So when you make that change, make sure you change
I will,
the,
and we'll have
the
to put a
draw
deed
plan.
restriction on it also, because that's
Yeah.
Title V.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. The next one is Mark McAllister Building, Inc., representing owner Richard Benderson, 246 Ocean View Avenue, contoured map parcel 033-003-001, 33,050 square feet lot variance requested from State Environmental Code Title 5, 310 CMR 15.223(1)B, septic tank proposal to maintain existing septic system as is without replacing the existing septic tank with double compartment septic tank, parentheses, and/or without adding a second septic tank. Are you Mark?
I am Mark. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Thank you, Tom, for your guidance in getting us to this point, and Vanessa. So, yeah, that's just it. We're looking for a variance to maintain what we have now. It's a perfectly well-performing system. And we're looking to add not footprint, but an existing space that is used. Let me start again. This is a single-family dwelling. I know it's been viewed, or the perception is that it's multifamily. It is not. This is a single-family dwelling. I know because of its wing-like structure, it appears like it isn't, but it is. It's important to know that this is the family. It's the daughter, husband, and now grandchildren live in this portion of the home. So we're not increasing flow. This is the same setup. Because the family is growing, they're little kids now, they will be growing, looking to expand over an existing first floor structure that has been there. So no footprint expansion and no flow expansion. So there's not looking for much more than that, than a variance to keep what we have.
Any public comment on this one? Staff?
The reason Mr. McAllister is here is because the state requires a double compartment tank or 2 tanks in series if there are 2 dwellings on the same property. For example, an ADU or an apartment in a main house. In this case, it's all one house. It's L-shaped. There's a wall that separates the 2. Each side has its own bedrooms, bathroom, kitchen, et cetera. That's the trigger that we look at. That's the rationale. And so.
But there's only one septic
There's
system.
only one septic tank at this property. So that's the request. But he could explain better why it needs to be set up this way. I'm not sure why it's not interconnected.
Yep, so where Tom is going with that is, it always was, and what they did is there was a door that connected the 2 through a hallway, and in one of the rooms on the first floor, the grandson, little Richard, sleeps in, and they closed that up because they didn't want him roaming around into the big kitchen with the stove, gas stove, et cetera. So that's why there is now a door. It's a wall, and they wallpapered it. That's why that is closed up. It always was like that. But the 2 doors are now in very close proximity to each other, the 2 exterior doors. But there was always connection. They prefer to keep it that way for that reason. Little Richard is still a young boy, but this is the way that was set up. And we have a certificate of compliance from 1995. I know it's 30 years later in terms of DEP requirements, but this system has been here an awful long time. And it's functioned perfectly fine throughout these years. And then there was a repair to some lines in '05. And again, so we have a second COC from '05.
It was months ago when DEP required all towns and cities to enforce this without any. We used to have a policy. If there was no construction being done to the septic system, we didn't require another tank. But now they want it. The state wants this to be enforced. So we've been enforcing this ever since they came out with this requirement months. So as you know, it was about, 4 or 5 months ago?
Yeah.
Tom,
So
I have
we're
a
trying to be
question for you.
consistent in enforcing it now with every ADU, every apartment, every second dwelling unit on the same property. You need to have 2 tanks or a double compartment tank. Or they can obtain a variance and put in an effluent filter in if the board wants to grant that variance. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Effluent filter, okay.
What defines that you have 2 buildings? I mean, this building shares a foundation, doesn't it?
It sure does, and it's
one
been there for a
foundation.
long
No, it's
time.
one building. No, there's
It's
no
one
question.
building, so why would
It can be,
need?
it can be in
so-
one, if
Okay.
I said 2 buildings, I correct myself. It can be one building.
Dwellings.
It could be an attached, a house attached to a garage and there's a separate apartment above the garage. It's all in one foundation. And that could be considered 2 dwelling units.
So my question is, what's triggering the
The 2 dwelling units.
regulatory requirement for 2 garages? Is that what you said?
No, 2 dwelling units. So this is according to Brian Dudley. He's retired, but he was from
What-
Mass DEP. 2 dwelling units would be if you have 2 separate kitchens, 2 separate bathrooms, 2 separate bedrooms. So there's enough facilities
Separations
for
between
people
the
to
two.
actually reside full-time in one side versus the other. Then, in this case, it's unique. The applicant's saying it's not 2 dwellings, but the floor plans, if you look at them, it appears to be 2 dwellings connected together.
It's a
If you look at the
duplex.
floor plans.
So in the similar, just let me give you an example. Just like, you know, if I live in the main floor,
Yep.
okay? And then I put my son living in the basement and modify that as a kitchen, bathroom, and all that stuff, that would consider as 2 units,
Oh,
even though it's
Even
one.
if it's in the same house.
Correct.
So now,
Okay.
even though you haven't changed the number of bedrooms, you actually have to add a second septic system.
Correct.
Tank, just the tank, not
Just
the,
the
The
tank.
just the tank.
so that
Septic tank.
2 tanks.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair.
So you still get some
Yeah,
benefit.
just 1
of it.
minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or double compartment, 1 tank that has a double compartment.
I'm assuming there's a rationale behind that.
Yeah, what's
Increased
the
flow.
rationale?
No,
Double kitchen.
back in April 7th, DEP issued interpretations of the ADU accessory unit stuff, and that kind of addressing that question, because at the time, the state signed the regulation that it approving the by right that people install ADU unit. But then they did not, they have generate a lot of question about the septic, how is it gonna meet that ADU unit, and that's why that guidance manual was sent out for explaining all this.
Can you get us copies of
I
those?
sent that out to you
Yeah,
guys
it came out to
back
us.
in April.
I'll have to look, I don't think I got one.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
I
one.
vaguely
When
remember.
it came out, I sent it out on the email.
Have you got any more of those, Tom?
Yeah, I can also send you the link to DEP website, which also has all that information.
I can send it to you, because I can find it.
So did DEP give wiggle room, or are they saying?
Yes, the state DEP came up with requirements in there that allows the local boards of health to grant variances, but you can only grant a variance if you require an effluent filter
Right,
in the single septic tank.
right.
So you're saying an effluent filter in this septic system, this 2,000-gallon tank is all they need to do?
If the board wants to
Oh,
grant
that's a
that
simple
variance.
thing.
Help
How
me
do y'all
understand an
feel about an
effluent
effluent
There's an
filter?
effluent filter that you
Well,
can insert on the
sorry, Michael Schultz, I'm an attorney, just for the record, helping the homeowner here. And just going back to, I think the position is initially, right, this is a single-family dwelling, right? We're dealing with 7,000 square feet, we're on the water, this is like Oyster Harbors, this is anywhere else. This is not 2 dwelling units. And I think that determination, it's not a health determination from Mr. McKean, the director. This is a zoning compliance issue. It's a zoning issue. It's been dealt with in the appeals court. The building department has been very clear on this application. Nothing is being required as far as it's not being considered an ADU. It's not being considered a second dwelling unit. So, from a zoning perspective, that would be the position to the board is, this is a septic system that has been there. It has 8 bedrooms. It has a flow of 1,320 gallons per day. It's used seasonally. The impact of what we're doing is extremely minimal. All that we're doing is we're taking a living area that's above the garage, and we're moving it out over an existing gym. So we're not creating any footprint. We're not doing anything significant outside of the confines of what presently exists.
And the
We do
septic
have-
system accommodates, it's for an 8-bedroom house.
It
It's
already
an-
accommodates this.
Correct. And it's a 7-bedroom house. We have an 8-bedroom septic, but the flow is designed for 1,320 gallons per day. So even though we're only 8 bedrooms, we're way over designed for what we're allowed. So we have overcapacity. All that we're looking for, this is the same homeowner from 1995. He's morphed. Now he has a couple of grandchildren. So this is, rather than having Tommy and Jimmy, and I'm sorry if I don't have the names correct, walking down into the kitchen while the homeowners are there, they can make macaroni and cheese while they're there on the weekend. This isn't a full-time dwelling for the family. This is a weekend or 2 during the summer. So would respectfully suggest that the board would be able to look at it in that light and wouldn't even need a variance. But if the board is looking for a variance in this situation, DEP has granted those regulations under the ADU update. in that it would be manifestly unjust to require an upgrade. And I would respectfully suggest that based on the size of the system, the capacity that we have, and the seasonal use, that to require such an upgrade would be manifestly unjust. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
First of all, your definition of a single-family dwelling and Tom's definition are different.
I feel like the more
Tom,
important
go
question
ahead.
is whether or not the system is adequate to the number of bedrooms on the property. I mean, that's what we've always used. I mean, we've got these new regulations that have to do with ADUs. I'm not sure why you have to have a second septic system because someone is redefining the current number of bedrooms as a primary property in an ADU. I mean, I don't know if you can give me a rationale for, Tom, why the state would do that. I mean, why do you need two separate systems?
No, we
If
don't.
the
we don't.
one system is adequate for what's there and it's not being changed at all?
Just, not the whole system, just the tank.
Why do you need a second tank?
because of the two
Or
different source of the
an
kitchen
effluent.
waste that going into a septic
Yeah,
tank.
you're adding more kitchen wa,
If-
if
We're
it's-
not adding anything. This is the,
Right.
we're not adding anything,
That is
right?
correct.
I'm not talking, I'm not.
Okay, so I'm
not-
just trying to understand,
Oh, I'm not talking about this individual case. I thought you
No,
meant
but
overall, why are they requiring this?
overall, yeah, but not, like, in this is a great example. This system is more than adequate for what the current layout produces, including both kitchens, all the bedrooms, all the toilets, everything. There's been a law change, and now we're saying they need a second septic tank. I don't understand.
And I understand the other option is that we could grant a variance to,
The effluent filter.
right, just to install an effluent filter and keep the
The
system as is.
effluent filter's
No
about
change
this
to the
long.
system.
It's about this big, and it's about that wide. It's a simple thing, right, Thomas?
Yeah, it's
So
made
we
of
could grant a
plastic.
variance to maintain the existing system as is, with the addition of but with the addition of an effluent filter.
And they work well, because I had a neighbor that just had his tank pumped.
That would be within compliance.
Of this requirement,
Okay.
but I understand Dr. Letzko's
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
attorney's argument that legally they're saying it's not a two-dwelling unit based on zoning.
Based on the zoning,
Right.
that is not two unit, but
Okay, got
based
it.
on the Title V definitions, it's two different units.
And I would be respectful, and obviously I am, but, you know, if we were doing something, constructing an ADU, right? We're constructing a 1,000 square
Not
foot
saying
ADU.
that you are.
Right, and that's all I'm saying is-
I'm just saying that by definition, under the Title V, the grouping of the two kitchen different ways and so forth is creating a separate unit. So by definition, under the Title V, then the inspector is looking for a multiple tank compartments if it is a new constructions. But right now, I think we understand your situations, so we are kind of suggesting maybe to put an effluent filter to minimize all these questions.
Yeah, we should explain what the advantage of this is, right? That would make more sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
more, I think it's more for the property owner, it benefits him for the longevity of the system, how long it's gonna last, because you're gonna make sure the solids don't go out into the
Right.
leaching
Oh, and
system.
clog the leaching. Okay.
The reason of a
What does it cost?
The reason of a two compartment tank or multiple tank stuff is because they want to give more settling time for the solid from the kitchens to settle out in the septic tank and not going into your leaching field and ruin your leaching field. So by putting an effluent filter, you minimize that possibility of solid going into the effluent filter, going into the leaching field, that's all.
What's an
Increase the
effluent filter
longevity of the
cost?
system. Pardon?
Couple $100,
Couple $100.
Oh,
The filter,
yeah,
or less?
or less.
Yeah.
That's all, because you have your effluent pipe in your discharge from your septic tank. Your filter, your effluent
right
filter,
on.
just insert it in there, that's all.
It's going to go inside the inlet baffle,
Yeah.
inlet T. I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's your easy solutions. I think we can grant that.
Yeah, we will respectfully appreciate a variance. We can keep it the same if that's the only path forward.
I think that's the only path that we can do.
In 315, is it, in which section do they define, how they define to the doctors
You'd have to look at the guidance. It was dated April the 7th,
of 2025?
2025.
Okay,
That's a separate document from DEP.
okay. So
You
it's
know-
not in the CMR at this time?
Nope.
I mean,
Understood?
you won't have to deal with this in the future. I mean, if you don't do it, every time they go out to inspect the house and the system, they're gonna be like, this is 2 units. We gotta fix this.
It sounds like it's the least path of resistance, but
Correct.
I would certainly understand your argument as well, so.
yeah, I think the big deal was maintaining the substructure,
On the other hand,
infrastructure as
we've probably
is.
already used up more than $200 worth of your time.
It's my old defensive hockey partner in high school. Maybe I'll pull his boat out of the water this year or something. Got it, thank you.
I mean, the filter does present
The-
the maintenance issue.
Right,
Every 6 months, it should be hosed off.
right.
Okay,
Because it's, with the solid plugging into the filter, you need to kind of empty out the filter so that to make sure that you're not plugging up the effluent filter. So,
yep, I guess what I would say, in fear of being argumentative, is I had this inspected as a courtesy about a year ago, and it's functioning fantastically the way it is since 1995 with no issues. Just some public, but again,
But life has changed since 1995, too. In 1995, there weren't grandchildren.
and I'm a little thinner up top, I get it.
I mean,
I'm making a last push here, that's all.
plus, each house is different. So each
fair.
system is different.
Understood.
Okay.
You know, and some of it is just the board having to, recognize that every decision we make is setting a precedent and having to try and apply the regulations equally, across all homeowners that come before us. So we have an obligation to that.
Completely understand and respect. I sit on other boards, I get it.
Could I have a motion to approve the variance for installing the effluent
So
filter
moved.
to the system?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you all.
thank you.
The next item is Linda Grace Owner, 12 Oak Street, conduit map parcel 018-028, variance request from State Environmental Code Title 5, 310 CMR 15.2231B, septic tank, proposed to construct a one-bedroom accessory dwelling unit above detached garage without replacing the existing septic tank with a double compartment septic tank or without adding a second septic tank. Linda?
Hi. Actually, on my application, I had, I'm requesting that you give me a variance for an effluent tea filter. Mr. Gagnon had suggested that I apply for that variance in this situation.
Similar to what we just handled.
Yes. Different number of bedrooms, different number of people.
Bedrooms, yes. Yeah, but that seems to be the simplest solution if you want to have an ADU,
Correct.
to add the filter.
Yeah. And in this, I live in the house by myself. And I currently have a three-bedroom house. One of the bedrooms would now be allotted to the ADU. So in the future, there would be 2 or 3 people living on the property with the ADU addition.
Any public comment on this one? None? Staff?
The staff has no objections, whatever the board decides. I believe this would be your second actual ADU application. We had one about 4 months ago, but the
Right.
lot was too small to put another tank in. So if you want to look at that perspective, is this lot big enough to add another tank? before you make a decision, or do you want to just, I don't know what other factors you want to look at in granting these variances of not requiring a
Yeah.
double
Double
quantum
tank.
tank versus the filter.
I guess the biggest question in deferring to our Department of Health and our civil engineer is it adequate to just put in the filter?
Well, I think it'd be more adequate here than the last one, because it's a much smaller
Well,
system.
I think it depends on the capacity of the system. I mean, the last system we looked at sounded like it was over capacity.
Big
where-
house,
yeah,
big septic
Big
system.
septic.
Yeah.
Where this one, we don't.
You
I'm
know,
not sure we understand
The
the capacity.
interesting thing about this is, or one interesting, is that have a site plan of the septic system dated 5/6/06. And it says there are 4 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms actual, 4 bedroom design. And then it shows the drawing, and it has the house, the septic system, and it has what I believe is a pipe going from the garage to the septic tank. So I think and I looked online, and I have my iPad here, but it won't work here. I think online, the town lists this as a 4-bedroom house. And the 4th, I believe, is the 1-bedroom that's in the garage, because it's already showing it hooked to the septic system. Can you,
During this whole process of applying, we discovered that the basement is not there. One of the 4 bedrooms that you see there counted is in the basement. And the basement is not actually, it's 6'8" instead of 7 feet. So should never have actually been counted as a bedroom. It's storage only.
well, according to what it shows in the town website, the assessor's website, is you're being taxed for a 4-bedroom home.
Okay, well,
I don't know
say
if there's
that's
any
wrong.
difference between a 4-bedroom and a 3-bedroom, but you could look into it.
Yeah, I think
But I
the,
believe also, though, the garage says that there's a bedroom in the garage.
yes, well, there's already a room there.
So how many bedrooms you have right now in your house?
Currently, I have a bedroom on the first floor, a bedroom on the second floor, a bedroom in the garage, well, a room in the garage with a closet, which you would count as a bedroom. And I think the inspector has been counting a room in the basement as a bedroom, but that shouldn't be counted as a bedroom because of the ceiling height. It's 6'8", and it should be 7 feet to be a bedroom.
Correct. And we don't use assessor's records for, as you know, state Title V
right.
definition is different. We don't use assessor's records for that reason.
So technically, you're only 3-bedroom right now,
Right.
right? And then you want to add a new bedroom as an ADU unit in there.
I wish to use one of the existing 3 as a,
So you're not adding any new unit. So your septic tank is size big enough.
right,
You
no,
just want
I'm adding
4-bedroom.
no
Adding
new
a kitchen, though?
bedrooms.
Are you adding a kitchen to the ADU?
Yes, yeah.
So I think by looking at the site plan and looking at that, I think by adding the effluent filter would be sufficient for this one.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
What's a gas baffle? In the septic tank, on that plan, it says gas baffle.
I do not know.
See that, Tom?
In the O's, depending on what the septic system design stuff is, that sometimes they have to add an air baffle to minimize any locking in there. But in this straightforward, you should not need that gas baffle.
That's that part that's kind of angled at the
Yeah.
bottom of the T.
Yeah.
See how it's angled at the bottom of the T?
Yeah.
You mean the drawing?
Yes.
So, okay, so it sort of protects the outflow.
Yeah, if you look at that 14-inch there.
Yes.
There's that come out and then angle, so the arrow is pointing that as the gas baffle.
So that's where they put the filter, right where that,
No, on the T there, F1T.
It'll go inside the T.
Yeah, yeah.
Motion to approve with the effluent filter.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
who
You're
did the
approved.
drawings, ma'am?
Thank you very much.
Ma'am,
Ms. Grace?
who did the drawings?
That was a long time ago.
Oh, that's a long time ago?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Darren Meyer, it says at the bottom.
The last one is Lee Barber, owner, 5 Deerfield Road, Osterville, map parcel 166-021, variance request from section 360-45B1B of the town of Barnstable Code to exceed 330 gallons per acres per day in salt estuary protection district. Constructions of an ADU proposed. Good afternoon, Lee.
Nice to be here. So, it's a interesting situation. I've discussed this with the chairman, I've discussed this with Tom, and I've learned a lot in the process. So we have here a 3-bedroom, our home. We live here year-round and have for, I don't know, a lot of years, since the late 90s. And we need an extra space. We have a 3-bedroom, we need a 4th. And my understanding is that the complexity of the 4th one, if I was to take down a wall and open that wall up in the existing dwelling, then we could add an additional bedroom in the house by eliminating a bedroom, but giving no privacy to that person that's in that room because the wall is opened up. And that way I could avoid the ADU plan. So what I'm trying to do is create the ADU on the lot and trying to do it as effectively and efficiently as possible with the proper variance, if needed. So in saying that, I was directed to the Coalition for Clean Water, Z Crocker, and Z wrote a letter, which I believe you have in your files.
Yep.
And then I was referred to an engineer, and that's the most difficult issue, as Tom and Tom know. It's not that easy to get one that wants to work for you because they're so busy. But for all intent and purposes, the ADU we're looking for is a 1-bedroom. I have a second lot. You can see that on the map. There's a second lot there. And we're trying to keep an elderly person out of the nursing home. And in doing so, we would have that person live in the ADU. So I don't know what the expense is for this unit that we would be trying to install for this ADU that's in this proposal for the nitrogen loading issue. I don't know if it's a $20,000 situation, a $40,000 situation, but we do need a 4th bedroom. That's the bottom line of this whole thing. So, as you know, we're all, I'm probably older than all of you as well, most of you anyway. And in saying that, we're trying to keep family members in the home instead of in a nursing home. So in saying all that, I think I've explained as much as I can, and I'd like to put up the ADU, one bedroom, and looking for some help here. Maybe there's some ideas that we have not thought of to this point, because I'm an expert in some other things, but I'm not an expert in this one. In terms of, is there any other way to do this with an ADU? Does the filter work for me? I got educated listening to these other cases, so I'm here to try to make this thing work.
The filter only addresses the septic tank.
Right.
What we need to address is the nitrogen loading from this small lot by having 4 bedrooms in a designated nitrogen-sensitive area, which is mapped by both the town and the state in this case. It's in the saltwater estuary district.
And let me say this.
Is there a drawing of the current septic system? We don't have that.
No, he has not hired an engineer to design this yet.
Yeah, you want it to come
I
here
mean,
first.
what's in the ground now?
I have it here, if you want to see it.
He wants to verbally get the okay before hiring an engineer to pay to design a
Septic.
innovative system for this small lot. If the board will approve.
But he'd have to have an innovative system because he's in the nitrogen.
And even with
estuary.
that, it's a question because he hasn't submitted the technical
The
nitrogen loading calculations from an engineer that we asked for because he can't get an engineer to get hired.
Can we see the drawing of
Sure.
the septic system?
What I'm saying is, he needs to demonstrate no more than 5 milligrams per liter at the down gradient property line to obtain this variance. That's the way it's spelled out in the ordinance. It says to grant a variance, he needs to demonstrate he will not discharge more than 5 milligrams per liter at the down graded property line. So if he puts in the best available technology, for example, nitro, Nitrex, he could probably achieve that, but we need to see the
Plan,
calculations.
The calcs, okay. All right. So I'm not sure how much we can do here today. We don't have the information.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't see
So-
how we can be of help right now.
No, he doesn't have not the informations, but he can go and try to get the informations. But let me go to the public comment before I come back. So we shortcut the public comment. Any public comment on this one? None, and then Tom already start talking about that already. So basically is under the salt estuary policy, there is a requirement to calculate the nitrogen loading at the edge of the property to determine that is less than 5 milligrams per liter. So without designing anything, he can get an engineer just to calculate whether if he's using the nitrogen, and hence the nitrogen removing system, like let's say nitro, on the effluent side, if you can get 6 milligrams per liter at the end of the pipe, that would show on the calculations whether you can achieve 5 milligrams per liter at the edge of the property without designing it. So that is the easy task to do. That's the simplest things to do.
Who would do that?
He has to hire an engineer to do that calculations. That is the easiest, the simplest part. Well,
but we
because John
can't-
is busy,
we
he
can't
did not
really-
answer his phone call.
We're talking about Sullivan Engineering?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've put in 4 calls and
Yeah.
Yeah.
since I knew that this was part of the process.
Right.
But I just wanted, and I understand, you need to go by local and state laws and regulations, but I find it a catch-22 that you have here a dwelling. If I added the bedroom and opened up a wall, I'm bringing in a 4th person. It's the same 4th person. So that same 4th person is using the same amount of water and the same amount of flow in the existing property. I'm just opening up a wall and destroying privacy for one of those 4 people. So the
More than destroying privacy, you have to remove the bedroom. You can't just say, I'm removing, you still have to remove a bedroom. If you're not
Well,
removing a bedroom, then you're not complying with the requirement to keep the same number of bedrooms at your property.
Well, what you're doing is you're opening up a wall and making it a media room. The room's not going to go away. It's just that they're going to sleep there without calling it a bedroom.
Yeah, people do that.
Yeah, you're talking about
ADU
loopholes.
has a kitchen, might have laundry.
Sure.
The full thing. I mean, the great thing is, with an IA system, and you decrease your nitrogen, to low levels, that's win-win for everybody.
Is your mic on?
Thank you. That's you put in the IA, decrease your nitrogen, that's a win-win for everybody. And then we also have to keep in mind, yes, that's how you're using the property right now. But once it's done, it's done. And then how's the property going to be used in the future? Once you put in an ADU, yeah, there's just going to be, sorry, was it your mom or mother-in-law?
Yeah,
Right now, but what's going to be?
after we're gone, sure.
Yeah, right, but it sounds like, and you're also right in an area, dense area, you're also in an area that discharges into a bay area. It is that nitrogen-sensitive area, so whatever comes out of that property has a bigger impact on the environment, so.
I'd like to make a couple more points. I understand what I need to do, but it's interesting, I mentioned this to Tom and Tom, that there are so many homes in my neighborhood that have 4 bedrooms, and we are so far from the water. We're not anywhere near the ocean. And yet, all these homes that are closer on East Bay, near downtown in Osterville, they're 5 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms, 7 bedrooms, and they're nowhere near the water. They're near the water, and we're not.
Right, but this might be more about the ponds that are near you. And Centerville River, which that's actually has pretty good tidal flow, or Scudder Bay. I mean, we don't even know which direction the nitrogen flows off your property, right, without studying it.
Sure.
But that's why it's a different area. The homes on the ocean actually, because of the great tidal flow that you have, the nitrogen is washed away.
So
the ocean isn't so much the concern as it is the other body of waters where there's less exchange of water.
I see. So I guess the bottom line of the whole thing for us is if we get the calculations from the engineer that I hire, when that is, I don't know. I've got calls into the entire list that I received from the health department. So I'm trying to hire somebody. If we get the calculation to meet the standard that the board is looking for, will you grant the variance if the numbers are correct?
Oh, sure, we have to.
We'd love to, yes.
If the proposed IA system or the nitrogen removing system can meet that requirements, yes.
So is there a way to circumvent me going through this process again once I prove if it does meet that requirement?
You hire the engineer, and actually the engineer typically is the one who comes here and presents what they know is going to make it, is going to be reasonable. And then there's a discussion, and typically it is often approved because the engineers know what needs to be done. And so if you don't want to come back, you don't necessarily.
No, I don't mind coming back. I'm just trying to.
A lot of people don't, but the engineer is really kind of the key to getting the knowledgeable person who's going to be able to help you navigate it.
Okay, so if the engineer does his work, figures the whole thing out, and it comes out properly, and he signs it, stamps it, and does all the things that are required by law, can I bring forth that paperwork without the engineer for approval?
Yes. Yes.
To be honest, I think it'd be smart to bring the engineer with you because you're going to have somebody who can answer the questions if there are questions.
Well, the question.
But yes, you can.
What I would do is I would forward it to the health department and the chairman, and if they thought that I needed the engineer to come, I would ask him to come. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah, that process sounds like it would work.
Okay.
And we're very lucky in that our chairman is a distinguished engineer.
Yes,
So he
very
can-
lucky, yes.
Boy, also.
Sounds great. So that's where we're at. So if you can vote on whatever you think is the proper thing to do from here, that'd be great.
There's,
Well,
I don't think
We
there's
cannot
anything.
vote
Oh, we
anything
can't vote,
until
yeah.
your data is coming in.
Okay, so I need to go on to another agenda in October if I can hire between now and that date?
Right.
Okay, with the proper paperwork, and if we need the engineer, if the chairman says, bring your engineer, then we'll have him come to the meeting. Otherwise, if it looks great, we can just proceed
Right.
at the second meeting for approval.
Right.
Sounds great to me, I appreciate it.
Just so you realize, this is a lot more than what's been granted before, because, for example, in the Zone 2, DEP only allows 600, even with an IA system, you can only have 660 gallons per acre. This is a lot more than over 1,100 gallons per acre, because it's such a small lot. When you do the math, it's almost double that. This is a big, this is a new precedent for the board if this gets approved. That's why they're being very careful, make sure they have that information first
Paperwork.
on the nitrogen loading. They need to make sure it's going to be less than 5 milligrams per liter. That's the difference here.
Is that because, what you're saying is, this is the two lots that are on the thing actually are one lot now, it's not
Right.
two lots.
And if you do the math,
And the total is 16,095 square feet, total area.
and it's going to be 440 gallons on that little 16,000 square foot lot.
Well, that might not work.
Which is why
Well,
we were
that's why we
talking
need
about
the
IA
calculations.
systems. That's why we were talking about IA systems.
So how much is that per acre, Mr. Chair? It's over 1,000 gallons per acre, correct?
Yeah.
So it sets a new precedent. So that's why the board's being careful on making sure that that calculation is done by an engineer and submitted before
Well,
they
if
make a
the
decision.
engineer's figures don't work, the board can't grant it.
Right. I understand that. Perfectly clear.
You know, we're dealing with two new, large, new issues. One is the regulations allowing the ADUs, and two is the new technology of the IA systems.
Right.
We haven't had to handle those specific two issues together hardly at all, and then tonight we have what, 3 ADUs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
There's more to come. on
more
the
to come.
ADU.
We can, longer meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so
So you have the list, so you can contact those
I
engineers.
did,
and
yeah,
find
I've
out.
called them all. So I got the list today, and I put a call into every single one of them. My phone's on now, and haven't heard a word. So I guess that means that as soon as I hear something, I need to contact you again, Tom, and,
Well, we'll make sure you have a slot on the October 21st agenda.
perfect.
So okay?
Thanks for your help, everyone. I appreciate your efforts.
Thank you.
You take care.
Yep. The fourth item is the sewer connections extension request. Mark Schubers, owner, 9 Quisette Road, Centerville, map parcel 250-152, phase 1.
He's out of state, so he asked to be continued to
No, I know,
October 21st.
I need to read that in
Oh,
the
I'm
record
sorry.
before I say
Okay.
that.
I thought you were looking for it.
No. It's SEWH-24-357, requesting an extensions of 12 months to connect building to the public sewer. He has sent a request to postpone this until October the 21st. That's one of the email that Vanessa sent on your table. The next item is temporary food event approval. Alex Nicholas, events coordinator representing Hyannis County Gardens, 380 West Main Street, Hyannis map parcels 269-052, requesting approval for event harvesting festivals. Alexa?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you want to explain that a little bit more, or you just want to take questions?
I'll just take questions. I think I've been back and forth with Vanessa and Dana about this, so I'll just take questions.
Okay. Any public comment on this one? None? Staff?
Staff has no objections. I just was curious, what was the actual menu going to be?
Oh, did you, I didn't bring my phone with me. Do you have it in your brain?
Yes, it's, well, depending on how many items we did. I'm Jenny Wheeler, co-founder and executive director of the Family Table Collaborative. It's nice to be back in front of all of you again. We're doing butternut squash bisque, We're doing a fall salad. We are doing a mac and cheese, which is fan favorites. And I think I was going to do my chowder. Yeah. So we're not preparing any food on site. It'll just be handed out. And hopefully it's a good day for Hyannis Country Gardens and the community.
It mentioned roasted chicken, too. Is that, am I reading the right one here?
I think we might have changed it. Did we do chicken?
Oh, maybe I have the wrong one.
Yeah, I know. I had to submit something, we weren't sure.
Oh, yeah,
So
to say
the Board of Health had requested, we were looking to do some stations. So my background is business, my thought would be for Hyannis Country Gardens, let's pull people through. And I had gotten the reply that I needed to submit 4 separate permits and 4 hand washing stations. And I said, I felt like that was a little crazy. I'm the only food provider. There is no one else. It's a ticketed event. And so I pushed back and was told that hand washing stations needed to be every 10 feet, then every 12 feet, and then the state recommendation, which isn't a given, is 20 feet. And so I was like, okay, we'll do 4 with 2 stations to make them compatible for that. But still pushed back that I didn't believe I needed to submit 4 different permits for being the only provider. And again, no food is being made on site. It's just individual portions being handed out to the community.
It looks like it's all refrigerated and electronically monitored for temperature. Is that
It is. It's transported. We took over the old Riverway Lobster House in South Yarmouth, so we have a commercial kitchen. And we also have a refrigerated van donated to us by Whole Foods Market this year. So everything is kept under temp refrigeration on the electronic monitoring, and then on site, if it's hot, it's kept on either sterno or electric, all done. And then for refrigeration, either ice or cooler.
So you're able to combine the food into, under one tent, for example, so the hand wash station's close to all the
Yes.
food service area?
Correct.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You all set, Tom?
Yes, I'm all set.
Motion to approve.
Yeah, please come. Bring
your friends. Saturday.
And then come to our very first gala.
The date is October the 11th, from 10:30 to 2.
So it's next Saturday, not this Saturday.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Motion to approve.
second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
You
Good
want
luck.
Thank
any
you
of
so
the
much.
papers back? No? Okay.
Thanks so much.
The next item is the food variances. Anthony Pogezis, food safety managers representing owner Cape Town Plaza LLC and Shake Shack number 1690-790 Hyannis Road, Route 132, Hyannis, map parcel 311-092, variances request from Federal Food Code Sections 3-501.19 to utilize time as a public health control for breadcrumb mixtures, chicken shack breader used for chicken breast, and chicken bit breader used for the chicken bits. Good afternoon, you're back.
Hello, yes. I'm Anthony Puglisi, Food Safety Manager from Shake Shack. Hopefully we'll make it easy for, I guess, save the best for last, so hopefully nice and easy. So we applied originally 1 month ago for a food variance for TPHC. A few of those items were not approved. I do take some accountability there. Our initial application, we did not include much details, to be perfectly honest. This is the first time we've had to go through a Board of Health approval for TPHC. So this time, hopefully, we've compiled adequate documentation, but we are seeking a variance for TPHC for 2 additional items, chicken shack breader and chicken bites breader. So those are the breaders used to bread our chicken products before they are deep fried.
I guess there's no public comment in here.
Nobody here.
Staff?
Just a question from staff. Will the chicken will be on top of the bread, so any juices from the chicken that are raw juices will soak into the breadcrumbs. Is that true, or is that not true?
Yes, so the chicken shack, the chicken products, the chicken bites and chicken breasts, they're held in refrigerated drawers at all times. And then to order, they are pulled out of those drawers. So the individual pieces of chicken put into the breaders, which are at room temperature on top of the station, immediately breaded, immediately fried. So those breaders on top of the station at room temperature, those are, once they're introduced to the chicken, they're now TCS. So that is what we are seeking to hold with a 4-hour TPHC label, those breaders.
So the raw juices from the chicken could contain salmonella and other bacteria, of course, that soak into the breadcrumbs that could be sitting in the container for up to 4 hours. Is that what's going to be requested? So in other words, when you take
And then it
one
goes
chicken
into
up-
boiling oil,
Right, but after, I'm not
which
talking
kills
about,
just about everything.
I'm not talking about the chicken that's taken off and then is put into grease. I'm talking about the breadcrumbs that are left behind. Those will also contain juices?
Yes, so the chicken products we are using, though, they come to us fully cooked. We are not handling raw chicken. They are coming to us
Oh,
fully cooked.
okay.
They're sous vide products.
That's
Okay,
Okay.
so it's not raw chicken.
Yes,
not raw chicken.
yes.
Okay.
They're sous vide products. They go through micro testing through, they are coming to us fully cooked. We are just breading them and then additional frying in our locations.
Okay.
That answered the question.
You're right, you didn't have enough detail the first time, you're right.
Yes.
Right, right.
I take accountability there. Usually it's just a matter of sending our TPHC SOP, but of course this time we hopefully
Motion to
provide.
approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And then we have a regulation proposed amendment to the Town Code, Chapter 385-7, hiring of outside consultants. Tom?
I'm not asking the board to take, I'm asking for consideration to take action at a future month. Recall that we talked about this months ago, but it was never formally adopted, so I want to, can we put this on the agenda in October or November for adoption to include HACCP plans to be reviewed by a consultant at the owner's expense, not a health inspector's expense. These take many hours to review, as you know, 6 to 8 hours sometimes, just for one HACCP plan. Uses up a lot of time, valuable time for a health inspector.
What are you calling it? A HACCP?
Yeah, hazard analysis, critical
plan.
control point, HACCP plan, correct.
Can we do that in October?
Yes, sure.
Because October, I don't have a Concom meeting, so I can spend a lot more time with the Board of Health here versus November.
Right.
So I'm not asking for any action today, just to schedule this.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we have one set of minutes, August the 26th. Do you have a chance to look at that?
Move to approve.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. The next meeting is October the 21st. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor? Aye. We are adjourning at 5:39.